day 6 of Vlogmas. As you can see, we've got the cute little Christmas lights going here. It's a whole vibe. Today we're going to be talking about the top 10 budget-friendly and dog-friendly camping in Western Australia. I've actually got 11 written down here because I couldn't pick just 10, so it's your lucky day. Let's do a countdown from 11. So we've got the Top of the Ridge campground. So this one is along the Nullarbor. It's basically a lookout over the Madeira Roadhouse and the Nullarbor Plains, which is really, really cool. It is free, there's no facilities or anything, but sometimes you've got to give up the facilities for the great views, and I would highly recommend go to this site. Actually, I'm not going to say that because I highly recommend all of these and you're going to get sick of me saying that. So I do highly recommend this, but I highly recommend all of these that I'm about to talk about. Number 10 is the East Bay campground. This one is right on the beach, literally 10 steps from where you camp and you're on the beach, which is really, really cool, and you don't get that very often for free. This one also has toilets, bins, tables and chairs. It has a lot of shade. If you do go there when it's been raining, there's a couple of puddles, and this one isn't meant for caravans because it's quite a tight space. There are a few like turning areas, so if you do have a caravan you can try it, but it also has a really rocky road in as well, so I'd recommend this one if you're just in a small van, but if you're in a caravan, try your luck as well. Number 9 is the Bushlands Holiday Village in Esperance. It was really cheap. This one's a caravan park, but it's only $25 a night, and you get all the facilities like toilets, showers, a great vibe with the caravan park. Like, the owners are really, really friendly, really laid back as well. There was also lots of space for Cosmo to run around with some doggy friends as well, which we always love. Number 8 is one of our favourites. It's the Moore River Rest Area. So this one is just on the side of the highway, but it has a 3K walking track right next to it. It's got a great toilet block, and some locals even left lemons out the front of the toilets, which was weird but really cool. Sorry, I just saw someone walking past. The Moore River Rest Area has lots of shade. It has tables and chairs. It's got like a nice little river flowing next to it. You get all the birds chirping and the river flowing, and it's only about an hour away from Perth, which is ideal. Number 7 is CLIFFHEAD South. These are just the names that come up on Wikicamp, so I'll obviously have them all here for you so you can see like all the facilities and stuff they have, and the location of them too. But this one had a really great toilet block. This one was pristine. The ranger came around and collected the $12 per person, and there's a bit of shade at this one too, and about a 5-minute walk down the beach you see these really cool rocks that you can climb on, and Cosmo had the time of his life running around these rocks, so that's always ideal. Yeah, we saw some caravans in this one, so there's lots of space for all vehicle types. There was quite a bit of space in that one. I would say there's probably maybe spots for 10 caravans and maybe like 20 smaller vans. CLIFFHEAD South also has a really nice vibe. All of these places I'm recommending have like a good vibe to them. Like, the people around there are nice. It feels really safe, which is so important to me. If we pull up to a place and we don't feel safe, we're out of there. Like, we are not taking risks with anything like that. So you can definitely be sure that you'll feel safe at all of these campsites that I'm mentioning now. Number 6 is the CLEAVERVILLE Beach Camp. On the first night though, we did stay 2 nights, and the second night we got absolutely annihilated with mosquitoes and bugs and everything. But the first night we were totally fine. It's like this camp where you're camping up on this cliff and the beach is just here, and you have like a little walkway down to the beach, just like your own little private access, which is really cool. You like drive like 10-20 minutes along this road, and there's just like 50 campgrounds scattered. Like, it's a really, really great setup. And so there is a toilet block near the owner's house, but at your individual campsites there's no like toilets or facilities or anything like that. There are man-made campsites where people have put like rocks around, which is really cute, but yeah, it basically has no facilities and you need to be self-contained with your own toilet. So numbers 5 and 4 kind of go together. They're in the Denham area, and so there's like 5 or 6 campsites you can choose from. You just go to the information center, ask which one you want, and then you pay there. It's like a booking service. So if 4 people have already gone to Fowlers Bay, then you can't book Fowlers Bay for that night, and you also can't book the same site of these 2 nights in a row. That was really weird to us. This was the first time in Australia that we'd heard of this, but if I'm looking down, I've just got them all written on my phone here. But the campsites are called Fowlers Bay and Eagle Bluff. So we went to Eagle Bluff first. That was like a very low down view of the beach. It was great. It was a little bit sandy, but we got through it in our van. But a lot of the time you do sacrifice having facilities for a great view. Now Fowlers Bay, this is the one where, if you've seen some of our previous weekly vlogs, Fowlers Bay was the one where we went up onto the cliff and we had this whole like awning mishap where like it started raining and it was like blowing wind and we thought our awning was going to get ripped off, so we were both out there. Like I was really struggling to hold the awning. It was a whole thing. I couldn't even film it because I honestly just had no time to pull the camera out. But basically this is a great camp up on a cliff and you get to see basically the entire ocean. This one probably isn't ideal if you're afraid of heights, but again there's no facilities at this one, but incredible views, a great sunset over the ocean. We did feel like we were going to get blown off during the night. Like it was probably a really bad night's sleep for us because the van was just rocking like a lot back and forth, and like we kept waking up and looking at each other in the middle of the night saying like, should we move? Like, are we gonna get blown off this cliff? And then next to us there was like a pile of rocks where people had stacked like smaller rocks on top of bigger ones, and in the morning we came to see that the top pebble hadn't even moved, so it wasn't as windy as we thought. But it was still a bit of a terrifying experience, but it was a great sight nonetheless. Okay, number 3 is Point More in Geraldton. This one is 6 designated spaces in a car park, which is right next to the Geraldton Lighthouse, and the toilets are part of like the surf club and they're open 24/7. There's also a shower in there, but it doesn't have a door, so I think that's more of like a rinse off shower, but I've seen people like do proper showers in those, so if that's what you're into you can do that. This car park basically leads onto a beach, which is great. It's got like grassy area, it has bins, tables and chairs, it has shade, all the things you need for a free rest area. Oh, and there's also phone signal there. A lot of these actually don't have phone signal. I know that where we were in the Bushlands holiday village in Esperance, we didn't have phone signal just because we were right up the back. East Bay, the free one on the beach, that one didn't have phone signal either. And on top of the ridge near the Madura Roadhouse on the Nullarbor, that one had a little bit of phone signal just because we're higher up. Usually if you're higher up on like a mountain or a cliff or something, you're gonna have better phone signal than if you're on the ground with mountains all around you, because the signal drops out and stuff like that. Okay, on to number 2. These two are probably my absolute favorites. I loved camping at these two. Okay, so number 2 is the QUOBBA blowholes. This one was so cool. I'd never seen a blowhole in person. So you drive into the car park. If you get there at the right time, you'll see a food van there. Definitely go support him because he was such a great dude. Very reasonably I can't say this word. very reasonably priced food. And the chips are great. It also does fresh hot cinnamon donuts, which was so nice. But yeah, there's a short walk over some sharp rocks to get to this blowhole. Maybe like a 2-minute walk. You can see it from the car park. And the sound that a blowhole makes when you're really close to it is kind of terrifying, but it's really cool. There's also a really clean toilet block up near this car park, and the campsites are just down to the left. Each campsite is basically an old shed that you park next to, and you can get a bit of relief from the wind. It is so windy at this campsite, so windy, but if you park behind one of these sheds, you're basically safe from the wind. This spot also had really great sunsets. We met some really great people, felt really safe here. It's $12 per person per night, and you just book online for this one. And my last one, my absolute favorite, if you've been watching our videos for a while, you probably know what this one is. It is James Price Point in Broome. This campsite was absolutely incredible. I cannot rave enough about this spot. James Price Point is, I would probably put it up there in like my top 3 spots in the entire country. It has no facilities. It says it's a 4-wheel drive track, but if you're confident in your van and you're comfortable driving on bits that are a little bit sandy but also have like really hard rocks under them, then you'll be fine getting into this place. Yeah, no facilities, but the views here are so incredible. Gorgeous red rocks. They change colors at all different times of the day. Like they're bright red at sunset, they're like a pinky color at sunrise. If you're brave enough, you can also walk down these rocks to the beach, which Rowan and Cosmo did, but I didn't because I was a bit scared to go down the rocks. There's no facilities up there. There's homemade campfire pits. I would trade facilities any day to get a view like this. So yeah, this one is completely free if you can get into it. But yeah, highly recommend this one. And that is all for the top 10 budget and dog friendly camps in Western Australia. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!